this video we'll explain the different types of predicate statements. So, there are broadly two different types of predicate statements. There are what are called singular statements. So, for example, Fiona is a cat. So, singular statements are statements that include singular terms, basically. So this has the singular term, Fiona, in it, and then it has a single predicate. It could have more, so it could say, Fiona is a cute cat. And then that would end up being the conjunction of two singular statements. But for now, the ones that we're going to look at are going to just have single predicates. So these are singular statements are statements that are about a particular individual, as opposed to the other category, which is general statements, which general statements refer to a group of individuals. So we have, and these general statements can be broken down into two types. So we have universal statements. So these are statements involving all or none, the words all or none. So for example, all elephants are pachyderms, or no aardvarks are philosophers. So universal statements refer to all of the things of a group. So it refers to all elephants. It refers to all aardvarks. In specific, all aardvarks, if you look at all of them, none of them are philosophers. If you look at all the elephants, they're all pachyderms. And then we have what are known as existential statements. And these are statements involving the word some. So, for example, some birds can fly. And then some birds can't fly. So each of these statements only refers to some of a type. And the reason why these are called existential statements as opposed to... So they're called existential statements because they definitely state that something exists. So saying that some birds can fly also affirms that there are in fact birds, and there are in fact things that can fly. It may seem strange to you, but universal statements don't imply that. The way that they're treated in modern logic. So if I have the statement, all unicorns are white, that's a universal statement, but it doesn't say that unicorns exist. It just says, look, if there are any unicorns, then they're white. So for any unicorn you see, it's going to be white. Now, you may never see a unicorn. So in cases like that, the universal statement is said to be vacuously true. Usually we will be talking about things that exist, and if we need the fact that it does in fact actually exist for our argument, it'll either be given to us or we could easily add it. So, yes, we know that elephants exist, but the statement, all elephants are pachyderms, doesn't actually assert that elephants exist. It just says, if there are any elephants, then they're pachyderms. So any elephant you look at, it's going to be a pachyderm. It doesn't say that that there actually are any elephants. So that's just the way that modern logic treats universal statements. And the reason for that is cases like the unicorn case, where if we say all unicorns are white, we don't maybe want to necessarily be implying that unicorns actually exist. We just want to reason about them. Well, what if they existed? What would they be like? There's other reasons why we might want to talk about things that we're not sure if they exist or not. We can say, well, so if we're thinking about, let's say, theoretical physics, where we can't really know, it's very hard for us to actually see what the case is, but we have theories. And so we say, well, all things of this type, they're going to be like this, or they follow this rule, or this law. So there's a lot of reasons why we might want to talk about things without actually affirming that they exist. So that's the reason for treating universal statements the way we do. And also because we might get some invalid inferences if we treated it differently. We might end up assuming that things exist that really don't.